Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Abe with MysticGenmara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy bonus reading for the elemental energy of air for December of 2025. These are general readings, so take what works and leave the rest for someone else. Even if you're watching this after December, there's probably something you can get out of it. So with that, I am shuffling the deck right now to pull our cards. I use the basic Celtic cross for these bonus readings because it's a good idea just to get a good snapshot, or a good way to get a good snapshot of what's going on with the energy in the moment. And I do have a couple of variations that I toss in because to me it makes it flow a little bit easier than the traditional way of looking at the cross. So that's how I do this. After we get done with the main reading, we'll do some bonus oracle cards just to get a little more information, maybe fill in some blanks or to answer some questions. In air, you cover the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you're Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, this one is for you. If you've never had your charts read, sorry, we're just pulling cards to fill in space. There is a link in the description. It's not a sponsored link or anything like that, but it is a pretty interesting tool to have just to kind of get an idea of who you are at your core and what kind of energies are influencing it. So with that, we will get started with your significator. Oh, well, that's interesting. Air, your opposite is Earth, which is Pentacles or coins, and your significator is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is actually a really good card in this respect because it shows that you have more than you need and you're being generous with it, and you're also willing to work with others so that everyone can improve and get better. So Air, how you're starting off and kind of the snapshot of who you are in this moment in totality is that you're very generous, that you've been blessed and you're willing to share, but you're also willing to help others step into their better parts of their lives, or even just being generous in as an example, then they are more generous as well. So you've got a pretty powerful start off here. The energy that's crossing you, this could be a challenge, something that's coming up that needs to be worked on, or something you're not seeing that's going to be a tripping hazard, so to speak. We have number 16, the Tower. Now, the Tower is creative destruction. The Tower is working through situations, tearing down the old and rebuilding the new. So the challenge that I feel like you're facing right now is there is some structure in your life, some kind of something that you have had for a while. It's not totally bad, but maybe needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And as a challenge or an obstacle, basically, to move forward, this is definitely a call to clean things up, tear something down, keep the parts that work, throw the rest away, recycle it, however you look at that. But you've got this one thing, and they're saying it's not like a disastrous situation. It's more of this would speed things up if you worked through this situation. So, and speed things up towards the manifestations and the affirmations and the kind of things that you're working to grow and build is where that goes. Your higher self is the Four of Wands. I always see this one as kind of a celebratory energy. And the Four of Wands, we've got fire coming in, which is one of your friends anyway, as far as elements go. And the Four of Wands are showing these four dragons, they're celebrating. They've just succeeded in something. It's also the energy of balance, earth, air, fire, water, the four corners, the four elements, the four directions. So you're really building this energy together, and it's your higher self is saying you've gotten where you are because you have an awesome group of people you're working with, whether it's a spouse, whether it's coworkers, a co-business owner. You have a great group of people, and your successes are because you guys have worked together and you found balance with it. So your higher self is just saying, good job, keep doing what you're doing in this side of things. Tower's still saying, hey, we got something to work on. Figure out what that is, sort it out, because your higher self is really just cheering you on because you've done so much. And they're saying that it's been this year. Could be a little bit longer than that, but this year especially, even if you don't realize it, if you look back to where you were in January till now, there's been a big shift for our air family, which is pretty cool. Your shadow self, lower self, subconscious, whichever term you like, is number 3, the Empress. This is divine feminine energy. This is the goddess incarnate. And what this is saying as your shadow, pay attention to your subconscious. Pay attention to your intuition. The divine feminine, which it tends to be a little bit more compassionate, healing, supportive. That's a very powerful energy, by the way. She's coming forward to say, don't forget to remember your soft side. Air, you've got a lot of masculine trait energy going on, the celebratory, the building, sharing, growing. The tower can be even a little bit masculine because you have to tear something down to rebuild it. And the Empress is saying, don't forget the softer side of life, the more gentle side of things. Now, that does not mean that the feminine energy is weak by any stretch, because when confronted, she can bow up just like the Emperor can. So that's not what that's saying. The power of the feminine is success through support. It's also a sign of good luck. So in your shadow, it's saying, pay attention to how things are going right now, because your intuition is going to help tweak things just a little bit to basically lead you to your success down the road. So you're definitely, overall, you're in a really good spot right now as far as that goes. Your immediate past, last 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is the Shaman in this deck, which is the Magician in traditional tarot. And this, again, you're bringing forward that balance. You've learned to work with all the other elements: earth, air, fire, water, swords, wands, pentacles or coins, and cups. Air, you are the uniter in this aspect. You have brought this diverse energies together. It could be people, it could be the fact that you found your perfect partner, but you found a balance, and you have gained knowledge, tools, and wisdom that's allowed you to get where you are, which is also going to allow you to continue to move forward. So even though this is your past, it is projecting into the future. So your past has been very educational, which, Air, that's your thing. You love the mind, you love intellectual conversations, you love knowledge. Debating is something that your Air tends to really be good at, because they want to grow, because they want to understand. It's not always, I'm going to be better. It's more of, okay, you have a belief, I have a belief. I want to see how strong you are in your belief. So that's a kind of an air energy that comes up with that. And with the Shaman coming in saying, those are the skills, the tools that you have gained that have led to your success in the moment. Even if you don't feel like you're having success, you have achieved so much to here. Imagine what you're going to do in the future. And with future, your next 1 month, 6 months, or a year is the Ace of Pentacles. Starting something new, financial, hearth, home. This could be the expansion of a business. This could be starting that business you guys have been planning. It could be proposing to that person and starting a family. There's a lot of energy of something new coming in, but it's with the earth element type energy, which is your opposite. Earth tends to be very grounded, very structured, very stiff and stable. Air is stable, but it tends to flow around a lot more and be more open to new ideas. So this is going to be a very good way forward, but it's going to put a little bit of a challenge on you. Like, you know that this is what you want and this is where it's going to go, but it's trying to fit everything together. Remember, you have the Shaman in your history, your past. You already know how to do this. You have the skills and tools to do it. Now you have to put that into practice, because that Ace of Pentacles is being your opposite is definitely going to have a challenge associated with it. But that's also probably why the Tower shows up. There's something there that needs to be broken down, because there's parts of it that don't work anymore, so that you can rebuild it into something better and newer. And that's the Ace of Pentacles in your future. So this next year could be very fertile, fruitful, expansive for our air family. Just making sure that they're doing that inner work to figure out where that tower is so they can fix that and then launch themselves forward. So your inner world, your personal attitude, the things that are going on inside you, we have the Page of Swords. This could be seen as the Apprentice of Swords as well, which is your energy. And this is saying, like, you've done the book work, you've done all the physical or the intellectual learning, so you've gained knowledge. And now you're getting ready to step out and put that into practice, which is going to lead to wisdom. Knowledge plus experience is wisdom, is how I view that and how I play it in my life anyway. So this one is saying you've done all the book work, you've gotten all the base lessons down. How far do you want to go? Where are you headed next? You've completed a great deal here with what this card is bringing forward, and you've done so through the art and skill of your air elemental gifts. Now, where are you headed next? Because that is your next step. Your next growth potential is putting all of the stuff that you have gained knowledge of, the shaman energy, all those lessons that you've put into play, into physical practice leading to the future, your Ace of Pentacles energy. So your inner world, you know what's going on. You see what needs to happen, but now you got to figure out how to do it, which is great because air loves a challenge. Your outside world, the things outside of your control, the environment surrounding you, is the Sire of Pentacles. That's interesting. So the Sire of Pentacles is a guiding energy. This can be a mentor, this can be a teacher, this some form of leadership. That's these guys. And then this one down here, this little dude, this is the one that's learning from it. And I'm seeing two sides of this particular pentacle. One is you have done so much and now you're showing and influencing those around you, or you have gotten to a certain point and because of that confusion going on here, you're looking for someone to mentor and show you because they've already succeeded in this world. So now you're trying to step into that. Either way, and it could be both. You could have gotten so far that you're now showing someone else, but you need a little guidance because you're not quite understanding the next steps. And that's totally cool. That guidance could be in the form of a physical person who's already been there, done that, or it could be in the form of a spirit guide, a guardian, working with God's source, or even just doing the journaling to kind of figure out where you're at with things. But this is the energy that's coming up for your outside world, which those two, and this doesn't, I will say this right now, these two cards don't always talk in unison or in communion. These two are actually saying, we're supporting each other. You have the inner world and the outer world are both tying into the same, I've got this far, where do I go? And how can I show the next generation so they can maybe skip some of the mistakes that I have made to achieve what I've gotten to? So you've got a really good inner-outer world balance going on. And one thing, if I look at the cards as they are right now before we get into the next two, you've got the Shaman, the Four of Wands, even the Six of Pentacles. You are calling in balance. And instead of having challenges of, I don't know what to do, it's, this is a situation that needs to be dealt with. You're not throwing everything away. You're taking the parts that work and you're kind of clearing house because you have decisions to make to lead to this better future, your Ace of Pentacles. This reading is in an energetic way is actually very clear. In practicality, they usually aren't, just because this is general, so you're taking what works. But it's all about you understanding that you've achieved a great deal, you found a balance that is elevating you rapidly, and now you have a couple more things, maybe one thing that you have to kind of sort through because you've got this new doorway, pathway opening, and you're willing to learn how to achieve that. You just got to figure out, do I need someone to show me, or am I going to be able to do this on my own? So you've got a really good layout here. Your hopes and fears. This one's always interesting. It is 21, the universe or the world in traditional tarot. And with this energy, your fear is, and this isn't a very strong fear, I'm feeling like this is more of a passing thought, like, I've got this far, what if I fail? Whatever. And you keep going forward. That's kind of Air's mentality about things. Your hope, though, is you succeed beyond your wildest dreams. You're able to move yourself into such a high state that everyone who's around you elevates as well. Everyone is growing with you. The universe is totality. It is the completion of a cycle. It is everything coming together. This card, even if it was to be read in reverse, has very little negative connotation with it because it's showing that you have achieved so much. You've grown so far, and you're getting ready to step into the next phase of life, which ties into your reading altogether because you have achieved a great deal. You have moved beyond. The fear of, what if I don't succeed? Okay, look at how far you've come. Even if you don't get the next step on the first try, you've already accomplished so much, Air, that doesn't even matter in reality. So your hope is the future is even better than where you've went from. Again, it's pointing to you've completed a cycle, you're starting a new one, tying into this energy of the Ace of Pentacles. So your overall outcome is the Queen of Swords. This is your energy as well, air. Swords are air, I should say. Queen of Swords is saying, I feel like I failed. Something didn't add up the way it was supposed to. Okay, that's fine. You may feel like you didn't succeed in the way you thought you should. You had that 5-year plan and it happened in 7 years instead of 5. Now, I'm a whole total failure. No, you're not, air. Because you still achieved it. And that's where all of the butterflies, that's where the snowdrops are coming in, is yes, you may not have achieved it in the way you originally thought, because air loves to plan and organize. They're either super organized or complete space cadet, and in this situation, it's the organized version. And yes, it didn't happen exactly all the detailed plans you laid out. Fine, you still succeeded. So your outcome is that reminder that even if it doesn't look like the path to where you're getting, doesn't look like how you had it in that 5-year plan, you still achieved it. It just doesn't have to look always the way the first outcome is. The universe has your back. God, Source Divine always has your back. So when you are wandering down these paths of life and you're like, I'm going to do it this way and these are the steps and this is what I'm going to do, and all of a sudden there is a total upheaval in your life, things shift, things rearrange, you had a 5-year plan and all of a sudden your outcome occurred in 2. Why? Because the universe was like, why are you taking so long to do this? We're going to shake this soda can up, crack it, blow it up, wipe everything off, and when it's cleaned up, look where you've achieved. You didn't need to take it 5 years. You did it in 2. But you wouldn't have done it if we wouldn't have shaken up the can. You know what? Sometimes you have to upend the apple cart to fix the wheel, and all of a sudden you arrive at your destination. And that's what the outcome is saying, is don't worry so much about how it's going to happen. Trust, take the inspired next steps, use your logic and reason, use that knowledge in an experience, developing your wisdom. Your outcome's going to occur. It just may not always show up the way you plan it to. So now we'll hop into our oracle cards. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you feel or see something different with the cards, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. It's always interesting to hear how other people intuit the cards. I read intuitively. I've tried to read structured by the books. It does not resonate with me in the slightest, so this is how I read. So it's always fun to hear how other people bring that forward as well. And with the oracle cards, I'll pull 3 oracle cards. We will, I'll announce which set it is. If you have a question, you can push pause, ask your question, and see if the cards answer it. Otherwise, we'll hop right in here. Your first card is number 52, Adventure. You're in a pattern of adventure this month. This bonus reading is saying you've acquired so much knowledge and skill. You have all these different tools that are available to you. The future is really actually lining up for you to start something new right now. You've achieved, you've ended, you've completed a whole list of things, and now you're getting ready to move into the next step. But just like with the outcome and the universe card and your attitude and environment cards, you don't know what direction you're headed just yet. You know there's something new, but that's the adventure part. That's that you get to make the decision, you get to play with this, you get to explore other ideas, other ways of being and existing. So, Air, you've got a fun future ahead of you. Fun as in just the right kind of challenge to stimulate the growth that you are actually seeking. Your second card, this is apropos for Christmas or Yule, is number 18, the Memories card. This is saying don't forget where you've come from. Don't forget to look back and see how far you've moved. You're not staying there. You're not putting emotions back into that because that's in the past. But when you look back there and you see the people who supported you, the ancestors, the guides, the family, some of them may have faded out, some have passed over into the other realms, but don't forget how far you've come. Because if you're looking at the future saying, I can't achieve this, look back and realize, oh wait, I already did. I've already achieved way more than I thought. So why can't I achieve the future? You've already moved beyond where you thought you could be. If you are over the age of 25, 26, 27, think back to when you were 15. Right now, think back to when you were 15. Do you think you could have achieved what you've achieved so far? The answer is no. I already can tell you that. Now, if you think back to when you were 15 and let's say you're 40, notice the humongous gap of information and time that you have gained. Did you think when you were 15 you could achieve where you're at now? The spouse, the kids, the house, the job, the career, the business, whatever it is. Look back and see how far you've come. You've lived through all of that and you've succeeded and overcome so much more than you originally thought. Why would the next challenge be a problem? And that's what the memories are calling you to do, is remember how far you've come. Remember the people who supported you. Show the gratefulness and that gratitude for every single person, challenge, lesson, and growth potential. When you do that, you'll realize whatever's coming up, you've got this. You don't have to worry about it. Your third oracle card is number 21, imagination. Imagination is literally how you create. Without imagination, art doesn't exist. Without imagination, growth doesn't occur. Imagination is what sparks the physical movement. Imagination is how you exceed and move beyond. Imagination is when you look at something and you flip the script because that doesn't work anymore, so you change it and you move with your intuition. Imagination being 21 is interesting because 3 is a divine number and 7 is a divine number. This is 3 sets of 7. You have achieved so many times, so much exceedingly, that the divine is literally walking with you. And this is just that tap on the shoulder to remember, yes, you have a lot of physical support, but you also have the divine support. The divine support is those daydreams. That divine support is that aha moment that pops up. Those waking up in the morning with the answer to a problem you've been working on. That's when your guides, guardians, angels, God source, they're communicating with your subconscious, and when you pop back into awareness, the message comes with it. That way you can continue to grow. Imagination and daydreaming are amazing tools. Don't use them all the time, obviously, but they're amazing tools to bring forth more information. Sitting there staring at the clouds and watching the formations, and let your mind wander for just a few minutes sometimes. The problems will actually reset themselves, where you're like, oh, instead of having this huge thing that I can't figure out, that step, and it sounds weird, but it works really well. And some of your most professional and successful people, they take time for these quiet moments, even if it's only a couple of minutes, because it refreshes their brain and allows them to see a new insight into a situation. So with that air, I hope you have a great month of December. It looks like it's going to be an awesome month, and I am excited for your future because you have got a great deal of positivity leading that way. And air, don't forget, no matter what's going on, you've achieved so many things. You have so many skills, talents, and abilities that there's really nothing that you can't succeed at if you put your mind to it. So definitely go out there, have an amazing time, and I will see you in the next video.